up, Autocons and Deceptibots? Welcome back to another video. My name is Deceptibot9, and today, as you all saw the title, we are going to a Transformer review today. I feel like I haven't done a genuine review in a while, if ever. I guess last time I did one, you can count my Starscream video as a review. I reviewed multiple different videos, but today we're looking at just one figure, one dedicated figure, and that character being Origins Bumblebee. Now, Origins Bumblebee is probably one of my favorite releases from 2021. Of course, in the year 2021, we've seen things like Unicron have his debut, and Kingdom has happened, and Studio Series 86, and all of those things have provided wonderful, wonderful figures, and I love so many of them that have come out this year. But I have to say, this Bumblebee is going to be in the top 10, potentially even the top 5 of my favorite releases of the year for Transformers, mostly because I love this Cybertronian Bumblebee design so much, and I was really hoping that we were going to get this in Siege, and the fact that we didn't get this in Siege was a little strange. And now that just means we need a wheeljack to match it, because the fact that we got an Earth mode wheeljack in Earthrise instead of a Cybertronian wheeljack in Siege is a huge missed opportunity. And I really like the Earthrise wheeljack figure, but when they had a fan poll to vote for who should be made into the Siege toy line, Wheeljack didn't win. But the fact that Wheeljack was on there in the first place was like, why are you putting him on there? You should be making him anyway. Two characters appeared in the series for the first time. The first 2 characters we ever saw on screen were Wheeljack and Bumblebee. And of course, they were the first characters to transform as well. And so they were the first Cybertronian alternate modes we got to see. And the fact that this is the first official release of Bumblebee in his Cybertronian mode from the 1986 or the 1984 cartoon. We've seen other Cybertronian Bumblebees before, but the original Cybertronian Bumblebee, and the fact that we've not seen one for Cybertronian form of Wheeljack is absolutely bonkers. But no matter what, we got the buzzworthy Bumblebee line in late 2020, early 2021. I think it was just mostly in 2021, actually. We got the buzzworthy Bumblebee line, which was a Target exclusive line in 2021. And it started off pretty awful, as it was just repacks of Bumblebee and of Bumblebee adjacent characters, and they were just Studio Series repacks of some common figures like World War II Bumblebee and one of the Shatter, I think it was Car Shatter, and all that kinds of things. Now they're starting to get a little more interesting, a little more fun. Lately we've seen they've been dropping some 2-packs that have been quite interesting, because we've seen things like High Octane Bumblebee versus Stinger. And those things are really interesting as well, but I feel like it's a way of them to test the water, potentially for a Studio Series type 2-pack or box set like that. But we also got the Worlds Collide 2-pack, which I have yet to pick up, and the best thing to ever come out of the line, of course, Origins Bumblebee. And this guy, like I was saying, is one of my favorite releases of 2021. He absolutely blows me out of the water. The yellow on this guy is perfect for Bumblebee. Yes, he does have a little bit of kibble going on the legs and the back. Initial stock photos made it look a lot worse than it actually turned out to be in person. I think they managed kibble very, very well on this guy, especially at how small he is. He is about the same size as Earthrise Bumblebee and the Earthrise Cliffjumper mold, which is really, really neat, because this does just feel like a War for Cybertron toy. This could have come out during Siege, and it would have fit in the line just fine, although it probably would have had some more battle damage on top of it. Now, before we get into transformation and into vehicle mode, I want to take a quick look at the accessories.
You saved me.
All right, taking a look at the accessories, first up is we get a jetpack. Now this is a slightly different jetpack from the Centurion drone accessories pack. It is hollow on the inside, but it is designed with a curve on it in a way that it fits onto Bumblebee's rounded back here so that you can plug it on his back, and it looks quite nice. You can put effect pieces and everything on it. This is honestly my least used accessory for Origins Bumblebee, but it is a nice piece to have, this little jetpack. We do also get a typical Bumblebee pistol. It is cast in all black plastic, and it does look quite nice. And I use it with Bumblebee quite often. It is my main display piece with Bumblebee. It's got some nice molded details. It does have on the front of it a spot where you can equip blast effect pieces onto it as well, just like most War for Cybertron figures these days. And of course, the final accessory that came in this pack was 5 Energon conductors. One of the first things we saw from the 1984 cartoon. Of course, the thing him and Wheeljack were hauling and transporting back to base. Now, these are a nice inclusion into the set, but ultimately their downfall is that there is no easy way for Bumblebee to hold these. He kind of just has to wrap them underneath his arm and give him a little hug. I'm not going to finagle it with it now, but there's no easy way for them to go into his hands or anything, so holding them is a little weird, but hopefully if we get that Cybertronian Wheeljack, they have an easy storage location.
You saved me.
All right, and before we get into transformation, I want to take a look at articulation real quick on Bumblebee. Here is a good look at the front of him overall. You can see all of his details on the front and the head sculpt, which I think is really, really nice, and down on the feet as well. Articulation, he's got a ball joint here on the head. The shoulders are on a swivel. Mine are a little tight, but not too terribly tight. In and out right there. A swivel at the bicep, elbow bend. You do have an articulation at the wrist, but it is just going downward because it folds in for transformation. Waist swivel right there. Legs go forward, back, in and out. And there is like a pseudo double joint at the knee. It is mostly just a 90-degree bend though. And ankle pivot as well, forward, backward, side to side, because it's on a fairly unique hinge. Now, let's get right into transformation. Similar to what I did for my Starscream and my Quintesson Pit of Judgment videos, I am going to overlay the transformation right here as I talk about it while transforming him. So when I first got my hands on Origins Bumblebee, I wasn't quite sure what to expect in terms of transformation, but what we got was pretty fun and pretty unique. He doesn't quite feel like a shell former, despite him kind of looking like it, which is really nice. I think the most interesting part of transformation is the legs and how they form the leg kibble, or how they use the leg kibble to fold out into the space saucer-y pieces. And I do also like how they fold all the way around to make the outsides of the ship. And then it's so satisfying to get it to close all the way together. All right, and here we're taking a look at Origins Bumblebee in his Cybertronian mode, and that looks so good. It looks good off camera, but on camera, that yellow is popping really, really well, and there's a nice shine going on in the front, and that makes it look so, so nice. Now, yes, as we saw on his chest in robot mode, there is a faux piece of the hood of the car, but it's not just a faux piece to look for looks, because they also do use it in essence as the chest piece like we saw in Transformation, which is one thing that I think is really, really neat. And like I was talking about in Transformation, even though it results in what ends up being quite a lot of panel lining, the leg transformation is really, really nice. This is where a lot of the fun in this actual transformation comes from. And of course, he looks great. I've put him next to Siege Optimus Prime a couple times, and they look really cool together. I'm not gonna lie. I really wish this guy had come out during Siege, but I'm glad we got him regardless, no matter what. He just looks absolutely fantastic in both modes, and I thought Earthrise Bumblebee was going to be my favorite Bumblebee release in recent memory because of how much I love that figure, and then this guy came and blew it out of the water. One day I want to do a kind of big Bumblebee video where I take a look at lots of Bumblebees and maybe do a Bumblebee ranking. Maybe I'll do a Bumblebee ranking instead one day. But kind of like that Starscream video I did, since I have lots of Bumblebees, I would like to do a big Bumblebee video one day. I think that would be a lot of fun. And this guy's definitely going to be on the list. If it's a ranking, if it's whatever, he's going to be on the list. And he is going to be definitely near the top because of how much I absolutely love this guy. Now that is going to be all for the Bumblebee, the Origins Bumblebee review video today. I've been wanting to make this video for a while just because I want to talk about Origins Bumblebee, and it's been a while since he came out, so my feelings on him have really set. I adore him so much. He's so much fun. The really only downside of him is that because he's part of the buzzworthy Bumblebee line, he is a Target exclusive. So both of the recent deluxe scale Bumblebees that we've seen come from the War for Cybertron line, in essence, are both exclusives of different retailers, which is a little bit of a pain. I've been lucky enough to be able to find both of them at retail stores at retail prices. I'm not sure I would pay much more than retail for this Bumblebee. I think that price is pushing it a little bit. I think it would have been much better if he was sitting at about $15 to $18. $22 is kind of pushing the boundary a little bit for this Bumblebee, but other than that, he's an absolutely terrific figure, and go ahead and let me know down below what you guys think of Origins Bumblebee. Do you think we should get an Origins Wheeljack sometime soon? Because I definitely do. That's all I've got for you guys today. I've got a couple more Transformer reviews planned, coming out soon-ish. And when Hasbro PulseCon comes around and we see what type of Transformer reveals are there, I want to talk about those as well, because I'm super excited if the rumors about and leaks about what the next toy line has in store for us are true. I'm definitely going to want to talk about those with you guys. That's all I've got for you today, Autocons and Deceptibots. This is Deceptibot 9, and I'll see you all later.